Hey guys, good morning and welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Michelle and I create teaching, lifestyle, and simple living content. And today we are going into my classroom for the last time this year. We're going to my classroom for the second time since the shutdown and everything. So I went last week to organize all of the artwork. I'm a high school art teacher, so I had a lot of artwork to sift through, and so it was just a hectic day. I didn't pull out my camera. I'm currently in line at Dunkin' to get my morning coffee before I go in today. But anyway, so last time it was just too crazy, and then today is the day that I'm cleaning my entire classroom in one day, which we will get into in a little bit, but I have to order my coffee right now, so I will be right back.
Welcome to Dunkin'. My name is Kirsten. Can I please take your order?
Hi, I actually did an online order.
What's the name?
Michelle.
All right, you can pull forward.
All right, thank you. Alright, so anyway, what I was saying was I have to clean my classroom all in one day today, and you know what? I know it's just not going to be how I would normally do it. If you've been following me for a while, you know I actually got this job mid-year in October, and I never really had the chance to organize and clean everything how I wanted it. And my plan was to do it this summer, but now with COVID hitting and everything, I don't know if that will be an option. And so today I just have to be okay with being able to put things away, get it out of the way so they can clean the room, but knowing that I'm not going to be putting stuff back exactly where I would want them to be going. And I just kind of have to figure it's a different beast this year, cleaning my room and wrapping it up for the last time for the 2019-2020 school year, which boy has it been a crazy one. I've been working in here all day, all morning, and basically my goal was to pack up and clean up as much as I could. The problem is that when I'm going to put stuff away in the cabinets, it's just unorganized and reminding me, oh, I need to organize this, oh, I need to come up with a system for this, because I haven't, like I said, been given time to really do so yet. But I'm just kind of making lists, when something comes to mind, I want to reorganize all the clay tools, I've been writing it down. I also wrote down the dimensions of my room and some of the dimensions of the desks and stuff, because that way I can kind of come up with a system for how I want the classroom set up. I do really like the setup that I did this year, but I always am moving it around to kind of try to get the best setup. And since we don't know what next year will even look like yet, or if there's any expectations on us for how we set up the room, I'm just gonna hold off on it for now, and I wrote down the dimensions, and that way I can kind of think about it at home. Once then we get some sort of guidance on how we can set the room, or if we're doing a hybrid situation where the kids are in the school for half the time and half online or something like that, then I'll know how many kids I'm gonna have in my classes, and I can kind of go off of that. But it's just too soon right now to do that because so much is up in the air. Let me show you my classroom, my bare packed up classroom. I left up some decorations. Honestly, I left up as much as I could because I don't want to put them back up. I don't know how much time we'll have to get our classrooms ready, so there's just some stuff that I'm gonna keep up, getting it ready, getting it homey, getting it all set and ready for my students regardless. But there's always a few things that if I can keep it up, I'm going to. Everything's packed up. I mean, this kind of stuff, art supply stuff, is gonna stay out. Those art projects were not picked up, but all the other senior art projects were picked up. And yeah, this is what she's looking like now. It's kind of sad all packed up like this without having a chance to end the year with my students, but that's just how teaching was for everybody this year, and kind of have to try and go with the flow with it. My desk area is pretty much all cleaned up. I just have a few things there that I need to put away. I decided, you guys, to put all of my cords that were over here in this basket to try and hide them. And I labeled literally everything so that I hopefully can get it back, which that reminds me, I need to make a map of my classroom. And then over here is some of the stuff that I am taking with me. So I have my Cricut, my laminator that I'm gonna take, and then this is like my Cricut stuff in here, and then a few other things. I found these succulents that somehow survived. All my other plants are in another room, and I believe my plants have been getting taken care of by the custodial staff, so fingers crossed when I see them again. I can't get in there today, but yeah, I found these random little succulents behind my printer, and somehow they're thriving even though they haven't gotten watered in what, 2-3 months, I don't even know, since March. This is how you know I was so naive into thinking that like this was gonna be just a little thing, you know, we'd be gone from school for a couple weeks, maybe a month, and then we'd be back, because I left this here in my classroom. So I brought you into my kiln room because I wanted to show you the space and kind of what I'm thinking. This has been a dumping ground for me since I came here because I had no time and no space to put my stuff from my last school. So I've kind of cleared it out a little bit. And it's also kind of right now holding all the stuff that I did pack up. So we have the kiln, but then back here, these two carts are things that I packed up from my classroom. So they will not be here normally, like that will, you know, be out and about in the classroom. This is kind of stuff that I still have to sift through. I moved this in here, and I was considering maybe this space, like imagine if these carts are in here, this might be like my new like coffee tea area, and then I'm thinking about getting a mini fridge and it going right there because there is an outlet right there, and then I could store like cups and mugs and stuff in there. But that way, instead of having it out in the classroom, I could have it back in here and kind of have like my own little space. And also these walls are not cinder block. I can hang stuff on here, so I have a bunch of my artwork, a bunch of other stuff that I think I could like decorate this area, maybe even have a gallery wall right here, like maybe inspirational stuff, quotes or something like that, just so like when I walk in here and I get my coffee, I just feel really happy and like ready for the day instead of what it looks like now. My plan up here is to get rid of all that stuff and get plastic storage bins and label them so it actually is organized, just because it's so cluttered, which makes me feel cluttered. And then kind of like that, but flip them around and label them. I took out all the random stuff that was in these, and I have a little makeup bag, lint roller, brush, medicine, that kind of stuff in here. Maybe, I don't know, like cups and stuff, food stuff up here. I used to have it in one of these down below, but I think this just makes more sense for me. These I'm going to use for all the kiln stuff. So these are the things I put on kiln pieces when they go in there. I want them handy before they were kind of like pushed into that drawer right there and it was all crammed. So I'm gonna put them all in this one and then all in that one. And either, I guess, just like right there, or I don't know, maybe by the door I could stack it the whole way. I'm not sure on that yet. But you guys, let me know what you think. Do you think I should keep my coffee maker out in the classroom? And then when I get my mini fridge, keep that out in the classroom? Or do you think I should put it in here? I haven't quite decided yet. I'm not like sold on one or the other. So let me know in the comments what you think. Where is yours? If you have one, do you have yours right by your desk? Or do you like the idea of it kind of like tucked away? And you guys, look what I left here. I left a scarf here. That's how you know it's been a long time. I had a winter scarf that I left in my classroom. And to think now that it's almost July. It's that time that I head out of here, but I first just wanted to kind of chat with you about this crazy year, and so many of you have gone through this journey with me this year, but I kind of just wanted to go down memory lane a little bit, just kind of recap everything that's gone on this school year, because as I walk out my classroom, it truly does end the 2019 to 2020 school year, which we all will remember so well. So like I said, just a little trip down memory lane for you all and for myself, and just to kind of reflect on the school year, which I think is so important to do even when it isn't such a crazy year. It's just a normal year. It's still good to reflect, but that's what I want to do with you. So about this time last year, maybe a little later, last summer, I got an interview at a school back where I grew up, and I was offered the job on the spot at my interview, and I was over the moon, so excited, and I just felt like it was a dream come true. All right guys, my big announcement. I've been waiting to tell you this for so long, and I'm about to. Are you ready? I went to the interview, and sure enough, they offered me the job. But so I started this school year knowing that I was going to be switching schools, I was going to be moving. So I set up a classroom teaching elementary art, knowing that I would be leaving and packing it up in about 2 months. I then said goodbye to students I had built relationships with. I said goodbye to dear friends and coworkers that I built relationships with, and I moved to this school and set up a second classroom in the same school year. So here I am in my new classroom. I'm going to just spin you around, and took on the big adventure of switching from teaching kindergartners to teaching seniors in high school. I'm so happy to tell you guys that my first year teaching high school, I've fallen in love with it. I love this grade level so much. I'm so happy to be here, and I would not trade it for the world. I loved elementary, don't get me wrong, but I love high school, and I think it's just the perfect fit for me. When I first moved here, we still had a lease, and so I was kind of temporarily living long distance from my husband, which was very difficult. Then that's when we got the RV. We moved into the RV. We started doing renovations on the RV. I painted a mural in my classroom, and I tried to make it as homey as possible with not having a lot of time to really decorate it. You guys know I love doing my classroom setup and just making it feel so warm and cozy and welcoming for my students. So I did what I could, and I am happy to say that so many of my students said that they just loved walking into my classroom every day, and that is exactly how I want them to feel. I want them to feel excited to come to my classroom, to feel safe, and just feel like it's a place that they can be creative and accepted and just really enjoy their time in here. I really tried to build up relationships with my students. As you guys know, that's something that I'm passionate about, and I feel like I did it for the short amount of time. I really got to know my students, they got to know me, and we had a wonderful, strong relationship together as teacher and student, and I would not trade my time with my students that I met for the world. Honestly, this year I was probably the happiest I've ever been in my career ever, and I was just so excited to go to work every day. I was so excited to see my students and what they were creating, and just I was so happy. And then of course, as we all know, March happened, and I had to sit down my homeroom and tell them that I wasn't sure when we were going to be together again. I didn't know what was going on, but for the time being, we wouldn't be in school. I was so excited to experience my last day of school at my new job with my students and seeing my seniors graduate and everything. And I didn't get to have that closure with them, or any of my students for that matter, but today, cleaning up this room, it's as good of closure, I guess, from a school year that you can have, and so I'll take it. But it's definitely a lot different this year, and thinking back on everything that I actually did this year, even thinking that I was at another school in the beginning of the school year is crazy to me, because it feels like it was another lifetime ago. Like, it feels so long ago, and I just can't believe it's the same school year. My life has completely changed, and all of this started, of course, right after I got married too, so just throw that into the mix. Even as crazy as this whole situation is, and my past year has been, this year will definitely go down as one of the most amazing years, because I'm here and I'm happy, and I wish that I could have continued teaching through the end of the school year. But as we teach our students, you have to be resilient, you have to kind of, you know, give what life hands you and just make the best of it. So that's my motto going forward, is I'm just gonna make the best of whatever the fall brings. I don't know anything yet, and I think I mentioned that before. I don't know if there's gonna be hybrid, online, in person, all online, if we're gonna be wearing masks. Like, I don't know what's going on. If you've seen what the CDC is recommending, no words. I have no words, but I'm going to try to make the best of it, and it helps knowing that I'm where I'm supposed to be. It helps that I have coworkers. I know that we can be there for each other, and I'm comfortable now teaching this grade level and the content and everything, and so that helps too. But it's been a crazy ride this year, for sure. So thanks for coming along memory lane with me, and I thought that'd be the perfect way to kind of end out this school year and this vlog for this school year. So with that, I'm going to wrap up this video. I'm gonna head home, get some time outside, I guess kind of technically summer is officially starting. I don't even know what to consider summer and what not anymore, but as I walk out my classroom door, I don't plan to be back until they call us back to start the school year, whenever that may be. So I guess technically this is summer now. Thank you all for following along with my journey, and be sure to subscribe if you are new. Join our little community on here. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I create teaching content, lifestyle content, simple living, and just kind of appreciating life and the beauty in it. And we have such a positive, wonderful community on here. You guys who are subscribed to me, I love you. Thank you so much for always supporting, always commenting down below your positive thoughts. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will catch you in my next video.